Hey, welcome back. So let's look at our interest calculations. Now, all the interest calculations that are here that are all done via the sheet where you can come in and you've got a loan amount, you've got an annual interest amount, you've put in your term of loans in the years, you've got your first payment date, whenever you have bought the property, and then you got your payment frequency. Now here is you have a lot of options here. So payment frequency you can select from monthly, bi-monthly, semi-annually, quarterly, bi-weekly, whatever payment frequency you want to select. So let's say we select bi-monthly. Compound period you can find out from your lender. Is it going to be monthly? Is it going to be semi-annually, annually, whatever way you want to go? So because we selected bi-monthly there, let's just select bi-monthly here as well. Payment type, end of period or beginning of period. That just basically means that you'll be paying at the end of the month or the beginning of the month. It probably makes very little difference, but you have an option of selecting these things. And the rounding is on, which is going to round off all these details for you. All you have to do is click on update all, and it will recalculate all these calculations and add them in Smartery over here. Here's another option here. As you'll see that because you selected bi-monthly, you'll see that you got bi-monthly payments in here. So if you do come in and make extra payments, so this is a column for you to come in and add extra payments. So if I change that again to, let's say, monthly, and leave the compound period to bi-monthly, click on update all, it will show me that it will break the years down into months. So you've now got 12 payments for every year. So you'll have all these payments starting from, this is all 2020 payments. So if you know that, within in the 6 month, I'll add another 5,000 as an extra income, as an extra payment towards my loan. And I'll go down and maybe add another $10,000 later on. So if you've got any extra payments that you're making, you can come in and add that payment towards that month in that year. Because see, over here we're doing everything annually, whereas when it comes to our finance calculations, they can be done monthly, weekly, in all these different options. And your option is to pay bi-monthly. You can go and select bi-monthly, click on update all, and that will redo the calculation and come up with two payments happening every month. And then you can come in and see, okay, we've got 2020 and I can pay in 5,000 or whatever year you think that I will be paying. So this is you paying bi-monthly. So that means once every 2 months, you are going. That's the payment that you will be doing. But you can change that to monthly, and which is the easiest option to figure out, because usually it's always 99% of the time is usually a monthly interest. And you'll see that you've got every year you've got 12 options here, and you can come back and easily pick up that this is going to be June. In the month of June, I'll add extra $5,000, and next year in the month of June I'll add another $5,000. So every year, every June, I have this bonus that comes or whatever, and I like to pay that towards my investment property. So you can come in and add all of these things. Once you've added everything, come and click on update all, and all these calculations will get updated automatically into your Smartery option. So when you come here, you'll see that you've got the extra payments all added up that you have made. As you'll see over here, the next section. So if you look at all these interest calculations, what are these options? So these are your interest costs over a 15-year period. You've made extra payments for $15,000 in the month, in the year of 2023, 24, 25. Your loan balance at the end of that time period is going to be 241,291, and your this is their principal paid, and your loan balance is going to be 718,708 at the end of your term, which is what you've selected here at the end of 15 years. So annual debt service, which is your principal and interest payments that you will need to make every year, it shows up over here. And you've got options here where if there's depreciation on real property and depreciation on capital additions that you might have made. So see here what we were talking about, that if you make any capital improvements, you can claim depreciation on those capital improvements as well. And then you've got your amortization and closing costs that you will have to come up with manually if and when they occur. So you can come in and add those things manually. But let's say, I want to add this depreciation on the real property or whatever. So let's say about 2500 a year or something, and your accountant can actually do these calculations for you. Usually, you do need a report from a proper valuer or somebody who can give you a valuation report or a depreciation report that you can use. So if you add those things, you can claim those depreciations. And if you do make any interest income, so let's say you park in extra money into your facility and you make interest income from it, you can come in and add those extra income over here. So if you now click update all, it's going to take into account the depreciation that you have added manually to your calculations. So now if I zoom out and show you what is happening, you'll see that something like this is going to be negatively geared or cash flow negative starting from from 2020 to the first 11 years, so actually going all the way to 2031. But this is the magic of depreciation. So it could be, you could be making money here, but when you add this depreciation is not an expense that's come out of your pocket. It's something that you claim on your investment property out of thin air. So, but remember that when your capital gains tax and everything is calculated, everything gets adjusted back. So it's not that it's you're making a profit or you're getting away with something. Now, if you never sell that property ever, that's when this is depreciation is going to be really helpful, because you can continue claiming a negatively geared property. But what you need to understand is that if you're buying a property for cash flow and your property is showing a negative cash flow for the first 11 years, why are you getting this property? You know what I mean? It's unless you are doing it to offset your tax in another option where you're negatively gearing the property for tax benefit, that's a different story altogether. But if you're doing it for cash flow, it's actually not going to give you any cash flow. In fact, it's going to be it'll be coming out of your pocket because you've got these principal payments and whatever the loan that you've got in here that comes along. But if you went along and added some extra payments, so let's say we add an extra payments of $5,000 every year to see when this property actually becomes positive. So I'll just quickly look at 23, add another 5,000. So every year I'll just go down to 24 as well, add another 5,000. Then I'll go down again, add another 5,000. So we've done that for the first 5 years and see what it looks like. So let's go update all and see what this calculation will look like. Come back here and wait for it to update. So now it is going to show me that, okay, I've made all these $5,000 payments, which basically means I'll still be, even then, I'll still be negatively geared up until this point, up until year 11. So this is the part that is important for you to understand, that when does their property actually starts becoming positive. Now, a $1.2 million property only bringing in 650 is also not correct. So this calculation may not be correct. Well, the calculation is correct, but a $1.2 million property only bringing in 650 a week, that is not appropriate, like in the sense that that's not realistic. So let's just change that to 950,000. So and see what it looks like. So if I go update all, you'll see that this property will become cash flow positive a lot quicker, and that's the part that you need to understand. So now this property becomes positively geared, starts bringing in cash flow in the 8th year. So you'll see that you've got all these options here where that is provided you're actually adding in, this $5,000 payments every year. You added $30,000 in extra payments in order to basically make it positively geared. So if I go into this finance option and select all my 5,000 payments that I have made and just simply delete them and click on update all, let's check out what is that going to do. So right now we were actually getting we were starting to get positive in year 8. So now it gets pushed out to year 9. So that means that we still have to keep making payments in order to become positive in year 9. So this is what you need to understand when you look at all these things. So in the next video, we'll dive into all the capital growth sales proceeds and what all these things are and what do they mean for your decision making process. And we'll catch up in the next video.